All right. How is everyone doing tonight? Glad to have you guys here. I need a little more light, don't I, Michael? Now I'm almost
Yeah,
too much.
a little
There we
more
go.
light. Yeah.
Little more light. There we go. Now we're back in business. Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is having a great and fantastic week. They're ready for the weekend. Michael, you ready for the weekend?
I'm ready. It's been a long last few days.
I
I,
know you've been out of town. Michael's been out of town. I'm sort of getting back into the swing of things at school. And so we've all been doing a good bit of stuff over this last week. So we are super excited, though, to be with you guys here on a Friday night. And I'm still trying to get a little more light. Michael, I went to, maybe that helps. That helps some. There we go. All
yeah.
right. So Michael and I have been really busy this week, and I've had stuff going on with school and coaching, and Michael's been taking a class all week. So he and I have both been really, really busy. But Michael, we got 32 people in here tonight. So let's start with some shout outs. And the first big shout out tonight is going to be Mr. Stink Ass Cat. Michael, he has joined the membership. We appreciate him joining. Guys,
Great.
we do have a reduced amount on the membership. The 4.99 version is now available. If you're not joined, you might want to think about joining with the 4.99 version. Um, you get a lot of great perks with that, and basically it goes to help the channel. So again, we got a 4.99 version and a 9.99 version. So if you want to join, check that out. We've got that up. All you got to do is click that little join link down below on our channel, and you can get in with the membership. And we've got a lot of great things. We've got our members only live stream coming up next week. So now's a great time to join before we do that members only live stream. That's going to be coming next week. So stay tuned for that. It will probably be not Friday night, but probably Saturday night.
Are you
Uh,
going to have some special giveaways on that show?
we might have some special giveaways. We might have a couple of things. We might even have a special guest. So stay tuned for that. But yes, we're going to have that live stream for the members on Saturday night. We'll have our regular live stream on Friday night. So next weekend will be a big live stream, big live stream weekend is what it's going to end up being. So I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to be great. And again, I appreciate Stink Ass Cat joining the membership. He's been a wonderful supporter of the channel, and we greatly appreciate him. We got Mr. Blasted Cat on here, and he says, "Hi, howdy, y'all. It's Friday, beep, beep, chat time. Thank you, Blasted Cat. Always glad to have you in here." Mr. Delco Detecting, Sniff It Out is in here with us. Mr. Edward G. Everybody in here are just great supporters of the channel. DCM Detects, appreciate you, buddy. He's been leaving some great comments on the videos and things that we've been putting up, so appreciate him. Mr. Damian Thorne, always glad to have Damian in here. Mr. Jack Felmy Jr., glad to have you in here tonight with us, Jack. We've got Chris in the house with us, Michael, as always. Mr.
Hey, Chris.
Workman's Adventure, just to let you know that your sand scoop is on the way, so be on the lookout for that. And again, I apologize. Of course, you know what my situation was, but it's on the way, and you should be getting it really, really, really soon. Digging Daryl's in the house. Appreciate you digging, Daryl. Thank you so, so much. Mr. Richard Smart, glad to have Richard in here with us tonight. Mr. Doug Atkins is in here. Always great to have Doug in here. Mr. Ricky Bennett. Always great to have Ricky in here. Trying to get to everybody. Relics and Rings is in here. Glad to have him. Super, super knowledgeable guy. Always great to have him with us as well. Get That Treasure is in here. What's up? Get That Treasure. Glad to have you tonight. And I'm trying not to miss anybody. Piedmont Artifacts. Always great to have him in here. Mr. Dirt Devil Detecting is in here with us, Michael. And we've been enjoying those remote holders for our XP Days 2 Dirt Devil Detecting. So if you want to self promote yourself a little bit with that, leave a link and we're really liking those remote holders for the Deus too. Mr. David Frazier is in here. Glad to have David in here. There's Wisco Detect, always a super supporter of the channel and great moderator and friend, Mr. Wisco. Mr. Bart Cubbins is in here. Glad to have him. Captain Tom is in the house. Glad to have you tonight, Captain Tom. And metal detecting with the CZ Kid. I think I've got everybody, Michael.
Yeah, I have a question. Is Piedmont Artifacts, is he in North Carolina?
Yeah, well, he can probably tell you.
Yeah, because this area that I'm in is called the Piedmont region of North Carolina. So I was just wondering.
Well, it's Piedmont region here in South Carolina too, Michael.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, there we go. We've also got Mr. Greg Wicks, who just joined in with us. Always super excited to have him as well. Michael, we've had a great week, and there's been a lot of things going on this week while you and I have been at work, and we wanted to share some of that information tonight because there is a bunch of things happening in the metal detecting world. And I thought we would lead off with probably the big event of this week, and that was going to be the Legend update. And I know some of you are Legend users on here, and so we wanted to talk a little bit about that update. I have installed it on my Legend, but as of right now, I just found out that they've got a beta 2 for the Legend. So the one that I've installed now is obsolete, and now we got a beta 2. So now we're going to have to go back and test and check that out. But I was interested to hear if anyone has tried the update, what they thought of the update. Is it a success for you? Did yours work like what you saw in the video? I want to really know what everyone else was seeing as well as what we've seen on some of the videos. So that would be really, really good. Edward G says he's in North Georgia, Michael.
Okay.
Edward G says he has installed the beta 1 as well on the Legend. So yes, Daredevil Detecting says that he's been getting awesome feedback on the remote head. I'm getting it in the hands of someone who's going to use it for diving too. Well, it's worked fantastic for Michael and I when we went out over the weekend. Yes, sir.
I know Relics and Rings is on here. I wonder if has he done any testing with that? He has a Legend, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Or he has had a Legend in the past. I don't know if he still does.
I do not know. So I do not know if Relics and Rings has one, but he's on here, so maybe he can answer that question. Now, one thing that I showed last weekend that for you guys that were here last weekend is we showed the Legend on separation, but that was with 1.11.
And he said he sold his Legend, so he doesn't have it anymore.
Well, and again, I think that Nocta is definitely on the right path with this. I'm just not sure if this first beta version of this update was hitting on all cylinders. And of course, that's why it's a beta version. And I know there were a lot of videos that came out that were sort of attacking it in some ways. And I think that maybe there were some things that just got mixed up and confused between Nocta and what they actually wanted you to do with the machine. And again, there seemed to be some disconnect between what was going on and what was being shown and how to run the machine and so on. So that's been sort of interesting to watch. And I'm interested in, and I might even test it a little bit this weekend. If I get a chance to put the beta 2 in now that they've released that, then, and for those of you that haven't done that yet and you got a Legend, go get the beta 2 now and install that over that beta 1, because it looked like there were some issues with beta 1 on the beast mode. I think the DT mode on park and field, that seemed to be working really, really, really well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the beast mode. And so, again, a lot of good things coming out and going on right now. Go ahead, Michael.
Relics and Rings said not is close to coming out with a pulse induction machine. So
Yeah.
that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Well, pulse induction, I don't use it. Would be great for him because of where he's
Right.
located. Maybe if I lived in Virginia and I was hunting for those deep Civil War bullets and those
Yeah.
types of things on that hot mineralized dirt, then maybe the pulse induction would be good. But it would not surprise me if Nocta doesn't have another machine, another multi-frequency machine by the end of this year. At least that's my feelings on it.
So according to the video, the purpose of the beast mode is to provide added depth over the programs that are already on the machine. Is that basically, what the gist of it, the
Yeah.
update?
Well, and again, it's called the beast mode because it's supposed to be really, really deep.
Right.
But on that video just seemed really off with it showing a 1-2, and that was sort of odd, to sort of
Yeah.
see, because I've been running the Legend for 2 years now, and I've never seen a coin or anything come up with a 1-2, and I've never heard a really deep target sound as loud as that target sounded. So
Well, here's the problem I thought of watching that video. They were showing the targets, the deep, well, not really showing the targets, but just telling what they were. And then the additional ground balance over a hot rock or over iron nails. Well, if you're getting a 1 or 2 on ferrous and non-ferrous, how do you know that you're ground balancing on a nail or a hot rock? You're not going to be able to know that.
Well, yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, Dirt Devil Detecting says that Nicolina is going to be testing out the Legend. So that'll be interesting. And I know Nicolina personally. I might have to touch base with her and see what she says. But yeah, so I think with them releasing a beta 2 really shows that there were some issues with that first beta version. And again, guys, that's why it is a beta version. And that's why I haven't really shown any videos of it because it's a beta version. And there's going to be problems. There's going to be things that are not going to be totally right with that machine. We know that. That's why it's a beta version. And I think that Nocta can get whatever it is, they can get it figured out and they can get it solved.
Yeah.
They're a top-notch company. I know that they do a lot of listening to the customers too. So we'll see what happens with that. But that's been the big news of the week is the Legend update. And they came out and released a demonstration video and so on. So
Well, hopefully, this beta 2 will have a better ID than that 1 and 2, and we saw in the video.
right. And
Hopefully.
DCM is right. They never did tell how deep those targets were.
Right.
But I mean, I'm just going to be honest. I've never heard a deep target sound that loud, and they might have had the audio response jacked and might have had the sensitivity turned up and all of that. I mean, it could have been any of that, but I've never heard one sound that loud, and so there just seems something a little bit off with that. And hopefully they fix whatever it is, and I think they will. I think they'll get it really working correctly, and you guys are going to be the beneficiaries of all of this. Dirt Devil Detective says beast mode is on the fringe and not able to get an ID at those depths, and that might be the case. That might be the case. The ID was definitely not anywhere in the ballpark because a 1-2 would be nothing but iron in most cases. And so, I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see where they go with this and how far they take this. But again, it would not surprise me to see Nocta have another machine by the end of the year. That's another multi-frequency machine because, like I've said on a previous video, that I think Nocta is really, really, really close to coming up with something that's going to run really fantastic. The Legend is no slouch by any means. And I showed that on separation tests that the Legend really did a great job on that test, and that test is a hard test. And the Legend did just as well as the Manicore on that test. So it was really interesting for sure. Um,
Another, big news this week, and I know you're gonna talk about that, is that Manicore for 199. That's a deal. Um,
oh yeah,
yeah,
let's talk about that for a minute, Michael.
yeah.
Since you brought that up, and I know a lot of people have already seen seen this. We're going to throw that up. Look at there, guys. And Mr. Joel is on here. Metal Detective, buy, sell, and trade. Glad to have Joel in the house with us. And Joel is a sponsor of these live streams, and we wanted to share his information. We're going to throw that up on the bottom so everybody can see it. And again, the Manicore at $11.99. Michael, is that not a crazy price or what?
That is. I mean, that, compared to, I know that's below dealer cost from what it previously was. So, I mean, that's crazy. $500 off. And I mean, it's a great machine. I mean, we've shown it on the test, and it's one of the best,
Right.
as far as, that nail test.
Well, that Manicore for $11.99,
Yeah.
that's a steal, guys. We're talking what, $500 less, Michael?
$500. Yeah.
$500 less than what it has been selling for. And then we've got the Equinox 900 for $9.99. That's a heck of a deal. So again, both of these machines for this 35th anniversary deal are great, great, great bargains at that price. If you've got the money, now's the time to buy either one of those machines for sure, because they're great machines for sure.
Right.
Edward G says one thing that he noticed on the DT and Park at times also was with surface targets. I got full depth on the depth scale when the item was on the surface or just under the surface. Don't know if anyone else noticed that. And I haven't really relied much on those depth meters that Not that's put on there. Sometimes they've been accurate, sometimes they've been way off. So, but Edward G, that could be something too. I'm just not real sure. And like I said, I'm going to install the beta 2 version, and we'll see where we go from there. Stink Ass Cat says, do you think it's because they're coming out with a new machine, or that they haven't had the sales that they anticipated after the 800 success?
We talked about that.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point. And Michael and I pointed that out to each other. We were going like, well, dang, they sure did drop that price a lot. Maybe there is something new coming out. I don't have any inside information with Minelab stuff. So as far as I know, I haven't heard anything, but there have been some rumblings about a new CTX. Could that be what's on the horizon? Is this why they dropped that price? Is it really just because it's 35 years of them selling metals? I don't know. What do you think, Michael?
I mean, it's, we've heard talks in the past of a new CTX coming out, but I mean, I don't, we sure haven't heard anything about it or heard anyone testing it or anything, but not to say that they're not, but, regardless, it's a good machine, it's a good price,
Right.
and,
It is. It is an excellent machine. And for that price, I don't think you can go wrong at $11.99 for that machine.
no.
And that's pretty good. But if you are interested in one, give Joel a shout. Joel can get you hooked up. It's on his website. He can get you hooked up, $11.99. Get it to you fast, quick, a friendly service. Joel does a great job of that. So give Joel a shout. If you're interested in the Equinox 900 for $200 less, then you can get that. The Equinox 900 is no slouch either, Michael. And I showed that on that separation test, and it did extremely well with those 2 colonial nails and that dime mixed in. So both of these machines, great deal, great price. So if you're interested in a Minelab machine, and you've been waiting for an opportunity to get it as cheap as possible, this is your opportunity for sure. So there you go. There's a lot of comments. Relish Ring says Minelab must be having a hard time moving stock, and that could be it too. You know, times are tough right now economically. We're dealing with a tough economy right now too. So that could be it, but I don't know. I just don't believe that. What do you think, Michael?
Well, you know, there for a time they kind of had a problem getting these machines in stock, and I just wonder if we'll say the ship finally came in and maybe
Yeah,
they're kind of overstocked
yeah.
now.
Now they got too much of it. That could
Right.
be it. Yeah. DCM says it's time to sell some stuff. Get
Yeah.
that core. Look, if I had a way to get it right now for that price, I would definitely do it because that is one heck of a machine. And
Well,
Michael and I,
Joel just said the Manicore has already sold out at both of his distributors, so they're moving some machines now.
oh my gosh. Well, yeah. Edward G says, I think it's a combination of sales and the fact that people don't have that kind of money right now. And it could be that. Um, Gene Diggs says it's tax refund time, spending my money time, I think. Yes. There's a lot of people. And again, a lot of
Yeah,
people feeling like what we just said, but I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
that's pretty cheap for 11.99. You just dropped it $500.
right.
I mean, that's just crazy. But again, they're going to move a ton of these. Workman's Adventure says there will be a lot of people that was on the fence between XP Days 2 and Manicore. They will. And let me tell you, you're not losing anything with either one of those machines.
I'm gonna
Um,
tell you, if anyone was on the fence with that price there, that may be a decision maker for a lot of people. That 11.99, you know.
yeah, of course, of course. I mean, 11.99 for that machine when it was 16.99 last week. I mean, that's to me, that's just hard to believe, Michael.
I
Sean
know.
Cole says, I have a legend. Is the Manicore a much better machine? I'm gonna be honest with you, Sean. You're not missing much with that legend. That legend, like I showed in the video the other day, it separates really good. And for that price range, there's not going to be another machine that's going to touch that legend. There's just not. And it's as equal to the Equinox at that price range too. I honestly believe that, and I think Nocta has done a fantastic job with the features and everything they have on that machine. And for 599 or $600, that's a heck of a deal on that machine at that price. So again, Sean, I don't think you're missing much. The thing that Michael and I do like about the Manicore, and we're not going to dwell on this for too long, but the thing that I like about the Manicore is I like the ease of use of it. I do like the screen. I do like the audio. Now, there's some people on here that may not like that Minelab audio, that fluty sound, but I think it sounds really good in certain situations, especially over silver. I think it runs really stable. If you use those custom Ferris limit settings that Michael and I have put up on my channel, if you use those custom limits settings, you're not going to have a trouble with iron with that machine either. Mike, are
And
they
you
going
know,
to struggle with that if they use those custom Ferris limits?
no, we're unless every now and then you might dig a large piece of iron that's maybe has a hole in it or something. But as far as digging nails or anything, we're not digging any. And it's just learning the machine, and
Right.
it's and another thing about it, is that 2D screen. And in the past, I thought, well, that's not going to be a big help, but it is. I mean, we've seen what it can do. We've seen multiple targets on the screen, and
Yeah. I mean, we have
it's
we have,
crazy. You
we've
know,
had very good success. I've dug some of the best finds that I've had with that Manicore, believe it or not. And I've dug a lot of great stuff with the Deus too as well, but they are both neck and neck right now as far as separation, as far as responsiveness, audio, ease of use. All of those things are great things that both of these machines bring to the table. And but the Manicore at this price is it's a no brainer, you know.
Yeah.
And Joel says, he said, look, don't worry about it. There's more on the way. So if any of you guys want one, hit Joel up. Let him get your name in on that list, so you don't miss out on this price. If you are thinking about buying one, now's the time to get one for sure. And there's a lot of people that have paid a lot more for this machine. They're probably not
Yeah.
happy to see this price that come up.
Yeah.
Right?
Imagine if you ordered one last week.
I know. I know. Hopefully, I don't know. But anyway, 11.99. That's a heck of a deal. And yes, it's a good one. Gene's Dig History. Glad to have Gene in here. Gene's a good friend of mine. XP Days too, in my opinion, way better for many reasons. And there's pros and cons to all these machines, guys. And I've said this 100 times. Michael knows. I know. I've got access to every major machine on the market right now, and they all work very well. And a lot of it has to do with you learning the machine. A lot of it has to do with your site. A lot of it has to do with, just, you know, getting out and using it and swinging over the target. I mean, there's so many variables. Um, so again, if you get a machine, learn it, figure it out, put in some hours with it, take your time with it, take it to a bunch of different sites. But there are so many good machines out on the market. I mean,
That is a good question. Someone asked, "How long is that deal going on?" I'm not sure. Maybe Joel could let us if he knows how long it's going on.
yeah, Joel might be able to tell us that. I didn't think they would on the Manicore, but can still also do. Oh, Joel says he can also do a military discount as well, guys. So if you're a military veteran, definitely check Joel out and give him a shout, give him a try because he can get you hooked up for sure. So, and if you are a military person or military veteran, you can still get that military discount. DCM Detect says I nailed 5 wheat pennies on a hunt today with the Legend. Most I've found on one hunt, the Legend is a solid machine. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Look, I'll take that Legend. I'll take that Legend anywhere. I'll take it on the beach. I'll take it in a park. I'll take it relic hunting. It's definitely a very versatile machine. It's waterproof. It's got all these great features on it. And for the price that you're paying for that machine, you're not missing out. You really are not.
I tell you, I got to take a look at that double score when I went to Brian's, and I was impressed with that machine. The layout, the lightness of the machine. It's a good looking machine.
Yeah, it is. It is. The double score. I mean, I've got one. I love it. I'll probably be using it a good bit on the beach. It's a solid machine, guys. It really is, and it's so easy just to pick up and go with it too. And you don't have to fiddle with a lot of settings on that double score. You can just take it and go, and that's the thing I like about it. And it's less than $500, and it's a multi-frequency machine that you can use on the beach. You can metal detect with it. It's waterproof, vibrating handle, big screen. You got all those things. So there are so many good things about a lot of these machines. I could point out every pro and con to every single one of these machines because they've all got them. There's no perfect machine. There just isn't. But you guys have to ultimately decide which one's going to work the best for you. And that's what it really boils down to in a lot of cases. Glad to have you in here, Bells. We're talking machines and so on. So, yeah, we're talking about this great deal on the Manicore. Flyrock says, I don't know if they were still moving a lot of stock. He says, I'm surprised. We got a lot of, I know I'm behind Michael. I've been running my mouth. Gene Stig says, XP has yielded me all my best finds, Civil War, Revolutionary War, and I've owned almost all machines except the Manicore. Got the 900 though, which I find to be really good. And you're right, Gene. The Equinox 900 is an awesome machine. Gene's, I'm not paying extra for that screen that I don't use, and that's fine. Hey, again, you got to ultimately decide. I can't tell you what's going to be the best for you. Michael can't tell you what's going to be the best for you. Ultimately, it comes down to what you want, what you're looking for, what types of sites and what types of hunting you do. And you've got to make those decisions based on the information that's out there and the information that's provided. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Real
Joel says May the 5th is
May
for
the
right
5th.
now.
So
Yep.
this is going to be going on to May the 5th. So again, if you're going to do it, that's exactly right. Relics and Ring says you just have to get the coil over most of it, and that's so true.
Right.
And so Gene's Dig says she's not bashing the Manicore, and we know that, Gene. But it's a great machine. Michael has had some stupendous finds with it, and has done really, really well. We think we figured out those Ferris limits, Michael, haven't we?
Yeah. It seems to be running really well now.
Right. And Greg Wicks brings this up too. All good machines depends on the dirt, dry, wet, clay, sandy, minerally. Each machine has its strong points, and that's what I just said. You've got to decide. Joel again says the Minelab deal ends May 5th. So if you're thinking about a Minelab machine, an Equinox, or that Manicore, go ahead and order it now before that May 5th deadline and get that machine in your hands. I don't think you'll regret it. Michael and I have been very excited to use it, and we've had a lot of good luck with it as well. So there you go. Gene's Dig says, learn that machine that you have, hunt with it many hours, read and reread the manual until you know everything inside and out. Keep your machine updated with the version that has less hiccups, ears, and shovel. That's it. Gene's right. Gene's exactly right. DCM says spot on. Gene's Digs. Yeah, Gene knows how to dig, by the way, too. I've been with Gene and I've seen her at work. She loves her days too, and she does really well with it. And I enjoyed seeing her and meeting her at Digstock. And Gene is an excellent person from South Carolina as well. So Michael, I know we've talked a lot about the Manicore deal and the Equinox deal. Um, so, yes, May 5th, Joel says this ends. So, again, if you're thinking about getting one of these, jump on it. We've talked a lot about the Manicore, the Minelab deals. That was one of the things that we wanted to get into tonight. We've talked about the legend, but we haven't talked about what you and I have been working on for the last 2 weeks. Do you want to tell them what we've been working with and the new machine that you and I have been trying out?
Yeah, me and Brian, we've got a Rudis Versa. We've
Okay.
been testing it out and running it. I've hunted with it let's say one time, one or two times, and I know Brian, he maybe one or two times he's got to hunt with it.
Well, and I've got the Rutus in the house right now, Michael. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get these headphones off, and we were real curious about it. You guys can see it. If I can get my camera. There it is. There's the Versa. So this is the Rudis Versa, and a great machine. It's got a lot of really neat features, some things that you're not going to see on some other machines. And Michael, you want to tell them a little bit about some of the nice features on the Rudis Versa?
Well, it's updatable over Wi-Fi.
Right. And guys, you guys know how we struggle sometimes doing some of these updates, having to hook up and do all of this. You don't have to do this with this machine. You can actually update it via your phone.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. You guys know, some of you may know, especially if you deal with things like on YouTube and stuff, you can put in your little codes and it'll automatically take it and transfer it straight to the screen as long as you're on the same network. Same way with airdropping, like with Apple phones, same thing. It's using the same type of principle, and you can update this machine via your phone, which is really cool. And tell them a little more, Michael, about the update.
Well, it has a preview screen for EMI where you can actually see where the best channel is. As far as the least EMI on there, so you can adjust it manually, shift it. And I saw someone on YouTube the other day using that to check the frequency of another machine. They could see, uh, where that frequency was coming in from another machine on the
Oh
Versa.
yeah. So like if you're around somebody and they're using the machine and you're using the Versa, you'll be able to tell what frequency they're operating in. That's pretty cool. And it's got another great feature which is called dual mode.
Right.
Um, Michael, explain to them about dual mode.
Dual mode is kind of like a pinpoint function over your target tone. So you'll get a nice high tone
Right,
beep over your target. Unless if it's a can, it will be a longer background noise, whereas a coin will have a shorter um, noise over it in the background, which that tells you the size of the target. It's really
right,
neat.
right. I wanted to, and I wish I had my other camera hooked up. I'm gonna cut this on for a minute, Michael.
Yeah,
Let them sort of see this. It sort of has a little Donkey Kong sound to it,
yeah.
and but you guys can see here. There's so much of a glare on it. You've got some different modes that you can pick from, but if you hold down on the screen on the menu button, now you can see. Wait a minute, let me hold back down on it. I went too far, Michael. Now I got to go back. All right, so now you guys can see all the EMI and all the frequencies that are running around me right now. So basically with this machine, I can pick one of these channels that's completely silent.
And it
If
shows single frequencies and multi
Yes,
frequencies.
it shows single and multi. So I can scroll across the bottom here. I know this is hard to see, but I can scroll across the bottom here and I can select the one that is the quietest based on what I'm seeing. Y'all see all these lines. And of course, I'm inside, so these things are going crazy, but you can sort of see that. And then the other thing was what I was just talking about. These are all your different modes, which you guys can see there. And they have dual mode, which is what Michael was just talking about. But the dual mode actually can tell you the size of the target. And it can definitely tell you if you're over a big old can, if you're over a big piece of iron. It's almost like running the pinpoint mode the entire time. So there are a lot of neat features, and you have a park, regular park, and you have a park dual, you have a field and a field dual, and you have a beach and a beach dual too as well. So and what else we
I
got?
think there's a non motion program as well. Like if
Yes,
you're, yeah,
but just some really really neat things. You can adjust the modulation of the tone. So you can
yeah.
make the tone sound longer or you can make the tone sound shorter. You can adjust that. It's got bottle cap reject. It's got iron discrimination on it that you can adjust.
You
It's
can you can save your tone profile if you set up a custom tone profile with
right,
the certain amount of tones, a certain pitch. You can save it and use it in your different programs. It carries over to the other programs.
right, right. So you can just, I mean, there's just so many really neat things with it. This machine separates very well. It runs buttery smooth in the iron, which Michael actually tested it out the other day. Um, the only problem, guys, the only problem, and this is Ricky Bennett just brought this up, is it is not available in the United States. So There may be other ways that you can figure out how to get yourself one. I've actually had to borrow one to actually be able to test it and use it. So, there are other ways, hopefully, if you are interested in one. Now, I will say this, Michael, tell them the price.
Well, it's not cheap.
No,
You know,
they're not.
it's in time, but by the time you get it and probably pay shipping, I mean, I would say what would you say, Brian?
Well, I know how much because I got the headphones, the wireless headphones with it, and mine was just over $1,100.
Yeah, let's just say you can about get that Manicore for about the
Yeah,
same price. Yeah,
yeah,
right
about
now.
the same price.
Yeah,
But it is a neat machine. I love the design of it. It does.
it's built like a tank. I mean, it is.
It's built so solid. Um,
Yeah,
but it's not a bad machine. Iffy Signals is using one too. If you check out Iffy's channel, you can see some of the tests and some of the things that he's been showing on there. And Iffy has had very good luck with it and loves it. So Iffy is a good friend of Michael and I's, and so I listen to a lot of things that he says too as well. And he's really high on this machine.
right.
And
He said that's his go-to relic machine. He
oh yeah,
does.
he said it is. He said it's his go-to relic machine right now. And you can also get another selection of coils. They do have the smaller 9-inch round coil, which Michael has, and Michael's been running it a little bit. Michael, what do you think about the smaller coil?
I like it. I mean, uh, it reminds me a lot of the Deus 9 inch as far as the size. You got one as well, right?
Right, yeah, yeah. So the
And
9-inch coil, but I have yet to use it. Michael, I think, ran it the other day,
yeah,
and what did you think of that, Michael?
I like that coil. I mean, as far as hunting in the woods and around tight areas, it's really good for that. As far as weight difference, the 11 and that 8x9, there's not a whole lot, but it just the size of it is it's
Right.
nice to hunt with.
And guys, and honestly, we're not saying go out and buy a Rudis. We're not saying that by any means, but we like showing these machines so you guys can get an idea about what these machines are doing and what we're seeing out of these machines. So it's something that Michael and I have just been playing with, and I like this machine. I think it performs very well. I've been really pleased with it. I've hunted with it, um, found some great things with it. Found a nice, beautiful. And I've got it right here, Mike. I dug this nice, beautiful. I don't think it's going to zoom in good enough. Nice, beautiful. Let me take us off of this double screen. Nice, beautiful piece of colonial shoe buckle. So yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can get that up there like that. You guys see that?
I think you got a short video with that on it
Yeah, oh,
where
yeah,
you
yeah.
dug that. Yeah.
That's a nice colonial buckle fragment that I dug with the Rudis Versa. I dug a couple of really nice flat buttons, which I've still got some of them right here, and it performed really well in iron. It runs buttery smooth in the iron, and I was really impressed with it. And I know
Yeah.
Michael's been impressed with it too by what he saw the other day when he used it for the first time. DCM detects says I used the 13-inch farm field and it was outstanding. Which machine are you referring to? DCM detects.
I think he's talking about the 13 because Gene mentioned that
Uh,
coil.
Jean Mitch, yes, and Jean says that she loves small coals that are out. The day is 2:30. Yes, it is, and we've said that on this channel, and so on. Flyrock says, "Did they make a small coal for the Rudis?" Well, the smallest coal that we've seen so far has just been a 9-inch, but we have been hearing
It's
that they
8x9 is what it
yeah,
is.
and we've been hearing though that they may be coming out with a different coal and maybe possibly maybe some updates to the software. We'll wait and see. But right now, we're just trying to learn it and figure it out. But I've been impressed with what I've seen out of that
Yeah.
machine, and I know Michael has too. So,
Right.
yes. Oh yeah, DCM says I'm just chiming in on Gene's comment. Yeah, the 13-inch for the Deus 2 is an incredible coil. Separates really well. Works very well on the Deus 2, and I've got the 13-inch and I love it. But I'm real excited to play around with this new Versa, which you guys see here, and we're gonna see what it does. I like the design of this thing though, Michael. Even though it feels a little heavy, it's really not that much heavier than it's not really that much heavier than any other machine that I think we have. It's not
Right.
about the same, probably about the same as the Legend or the Equinox as far as weight and how the weight. The other thing I like is you can move the arm. You can move the handle up, so you can slide that up and down. I like that feature. Don't you, Michael?
Yeah, that's like about like the Xterra Pro, it has
Right,
those
and
same
I
features.
wish a lot of machines or a lot of companies would do that with their machines. I think that would be great,
Yeah.
um, and so on. Belle says that her husband has the Deus too, and he loves the 13. Well, guys, I love the 13-inch too. Where's my 13? Where's my little 13-inch? I love Michael. I love the 13-inch. Since we're talking about it, but there it is. You guys can see the 13, and I've got it. I've got it set up with a little WS6 action, which I use it a lot on the beach with the WS6, and the 13 does an excellent job on the beach, and it separates really well. And
Lance is on here.
yeah,
And
Lance,
I know he done some tests with the Legend and the Beast mode here in the last few days, some videos.
Lance, I don't know if you know this, but the Legend, Nocta just released a beta 2 for the Legend. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to go ahead and try to install that. Lance did a great test with our sweeper program on the Deus 2 versus the Legend with Beast mode and the DT feature on the Legend. Lance, I appreciated you doing that, showing that. And it really showed the power of the sweeper program too. And it was interesting. It was really interesting. And Lance, I appreciated you showing that. Michael, we got some finds that we got to pull up. And I was going to do this a little different. And I kept saying I was going to make a PowerPoint. I've been bogged down this week, but we're going to show a couple of great finds that were found by some of our viewers. We're going to pull that up in just a second and get you guys some great finds here, Michael. Yes, Lance did a great job. I hate that Iffy and Calabash had to deal with some of the negative people to get the Versa to work better. Well, let me tell you one thing that I found out from that whole situation was that it wasn't the actual Rudis people,
Right.
the owner and some other. It was a different crowd that were attacking them, and once everybody sort of got on the same page, this is what we ended up with. And if
The,
he go ahead,
the
Michael.
owner, the owner, from what we understand, if he talks to pretty regular, and he's a really nice guy, and he's listens to people as far as what needs to be done to the machine, and he's willing to take suggestions on this and that. I mean, he's open to suggestions and comments, and so it was not really the company there that was uh not like Brian said. It was just a group of people that kind of
Yeah,
was
the people that
yeah.
were attacking both Iffy and Calabash. And granted, there wasn't much information out there about the Versa at that point either. And Michael and I have found this machine to be really pleasant, even with the version that Iffy and Calabash were running in their videos. We saw some good things out of that too as well. So, I think that this company is on the right track with this machine, with this Versa. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens with it, but I think they're really close. Lance said that we're going to put his comment up. Full tones on the Legend are better than any other tone settings right now. There you
Yeah.
go. That's straight from Lance. And Lance loves the Legend, and I think Lance ended up. I can't remember, Lance. You bought a Legend. Was it last year? It was recently, if I'm not mistaken, or am I mistaken? I
I
couldn't.
think he did. I think he said he got a really good deal on it.
Oh,
He bought it from someone.
yeah. Um, Gene Stiggs says, I got a fix for that too, Bells. Simple and cheap. Might put a short out on that. So I missed. Oh, Bell says that if you have trouble with your RC popping off, your Deus 2 rolling over, talk to Dirt Devil Detect, and he has a great
Yeah,
for both. He does. And we
he
said
really does.
we said that at the beginning of the show that Dirt Devil Detecting had a great thing for the remote to keep that remote from popping off.
Do you have that handy? You can kind of show people right there, Brian.
Yeah, I think I did. Let's see. Where is my XP? So
I was really impressed with it. It worked really well. No problems with it popping off. It's really
I don't
secure on there. No movement.
know if they can see, but y'all can see the
Yeah,
underside of it right here. Once you put this in, let's see if I can slide this down a little bit more.
it's got a slight angle on it, and it's about perfect, isn't it, Brian? As
It
far as
is.
the
It is.
tilt
It's
on it.
exactly perfect because the tilt
Yeah,
on it doesn't put a lot of glare on the screen. But you can see this locking mechanism right here, and you screw it down. It's made of good, high quality plastic, so it's not going to break. I
yeah.
have dropped this thing a couple of times on the ground, just dropped it. And it used to be that this thing would just pop off. I don't have to worry about that anymore. But Dirt Devil Detecting did a fantastic job on this, and kudos to him. And Michael and I love the design. We love the slight tilt, which I think you can see it if you look at it. See how it's sort of tilted, but it takes a lot of the glare off the screen when you're looking down at it.
And he
Um,
has left and right versions with that
yeah,
slight tilt. So
yeah. And it works extremely well. And I've enjoyed it, enjoyed having it, and it looks really good on that. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, definitely look up Dirt Devil Detecting and get one of those remote locking holders, and he can get you hooked up with one. I know for sure. So you definitely want to check that out. Um, let's see, Michael. We got a lot of comments. Edward G says it's a shame that we have to deal with those groups. Yeah, they're always going to be those guys. I just try to avoid them, and I try not to get myself in the muck with all these other companies. I just like using machines, guys, and I like talking to you guys. That's what Michael and I enjoy doing. We just like using the machines, talking about them, enjoying them, finding out what's good about them, what's bad about them too. But we love going out and hunting with all these different types of machines, and it's just a lot of fun, you know.
right.
So there's no need for anybody to get nasty. And I realize it's sort of like, and somebody brought up this comment the other day. I saw this on one of the forums where, somebody had said that, it's almost like Ford versus Chevy. You got people become so brand loyal.
Yeah.
And I get that. I get that to a certain extent, but also get that you got to be open minded, and there can be some things that are better in some aspects for all of these machines. From
You gotta think about it this way. Your detector is a tool, and you're gonna use the best tool that gets the job done.
for what you
That for what you want. You
That's
know,
right. That's right. And we're not trying to show any favoritism towards any machine. We really, I mean, and you guys know this, I'm a Deus 2 user and I love the Deus 2. Michael saw me have probably one of the most phenomenal days I've ever had with the Deus 2.
Right.
But does that mean that I couldn't have done the same thing with that Manicore back there? Does that mean I couldn't have done the same thing with that Legend back there? I don't know. But part of me believes that it would have been the same results regardless because
Yeah.
of sight, because of me knowing how to operate the machine and just swinging over the target. Michael was out there in the same field, right, Michael?
That's right. Yeah.
Could Michael
It's just getting over that target,
exactly? Michael could have found the same things that I found that day. And again, you just got to keep those things in mind. Learn the machine, go out and have fun with it, and enjoy metal detecting. Instead of
Well,
being
it's all about walking out, and we've all had days where you're hunting with somebody and they're on fire that day. They're finding things left and right. And the next time you go out, it might be your turn. It's just luck of the draw walking over this signal and that signal, regardless of the
right.
machine.
And Lance brings up a good point. He said the legend is not too. And look, I showed that the other night on this live stream for you guys that were there last live stream. The legend separated really well. In fact, it actually sounded better than the Deus 2, didn't it, Michael?
Yeah.
It really did. So yeah. And Bell says it always makes you wonder, doesn't it, Brian? Yeah. I don't know. Would one machine hit something over another? I don't know. We can test machines, we can look at machines, we can look at all the different settings to machines. We can say this and that about those machines, but all of these machines are capable. There's no
Right.
reason why you can't take. I mean, I've got all of these machines back here behind me. I could take any of those machines and I could probably find the same thing that I found with a Deus 2, a Manicore, some of the cheaper ones. I know I could probably still find the same stuff, just because I know that they weren't really that deep, or they were not at mass this much. I mean, there's pros and cons to every machine. There's not a
Right.
perfect machine. That's just the way you got to look at it.
It's another thing, like we said, hunting, coming in from this direction, that direction, walking over that target,
Right.
and these machines are so close in performance, like you said, it makes you wonder, but most of the time they're gonna hit it if you come at it from the right direction,
Right. And we've said this a few times too, having confidence in a machine,
Yeah,
knowing how to run that machine, you feel more confident when you know that machine.
yeah.
It's just like hey, and I'll be honest, he tried to bail on me the other day with the Manicore, and I said, no, don't do that. Because what did I tell you, Mike?
You said you're gonna find something good with it if you keep on using
Of
it.
course. I mean, and that's just the way it works. I just happened to swing over the right spot. Doesn't mean that Manicore wouldn't have found the same thing that Deus 2 wouldn't have found. It just doesn't. I mean, I don't care who you are. It just doesn't. Edward G's got the right comment here. He said, had you had a different machine and walked the same path, you would probably find the same targets, probably 85-90% chance minimum.
Yeah, I agree.
And I would say it might
That's
even be
true.
it might even be a little bit higher than 85 and 90%.
Yeah, probably.
We get it stuck in our heads, that we need to be brand loyal with these companies. Those companies are all, I mean, they all want you to be brand loyal. I get that. But it doesn't mean that they're that much better in some cases than anything else. You
Right.
got to make that decision on what you like using.
What
Uh,
comes down, if you like, let's like a car, if you like the features, you like the, just the look of the machine or the layout of it, as far as performance, I think they're really close. So that's what
I,
it comes down to at the end.
and we've said this a few times too. It can come down to budget. Hey, what can you afford?
Budget. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of different things that go into picking a machine. And I'm not going to tell you, hey, you need to buy a Legend or you need to buy a Manicore, you need to buy an XP-2. That's the only, you're never going to hear that come out of my mouth because I honestly believe that all these machines are equal in a lot of ways, in a lot of ways. And you got,
Lance said he's still debating on getting a Manicore rented to the bases. Well, Lance, if you're thinking about it, now's the
now's the
time to
time
get
to do
it.
it. For sure. You
Because
better go get it. Yes. And he's right. I was reading Lance's comment. Put the Legend in full tones M2 and back the first tone break to 7, and it is a sweet sounding tone on good targets. I agree with you. You're not going to get any argument with me about the Legend. The Legend separated as good as any machine that I've seen on that test. And I was really blown away because I've never run it over that particular test. And when I did, I was like going, oh my gosh, this thing is knocking fire. So yeah, the Nocta Legend, it's a great machine. Um, Lance says, I'm not brand loyal to anyone. I use what finds me the most. That's fine too.
yeah,
Yeah. But one thing, and for those of you that know Calabash, one thing too is that fines doesn't mean that that's the best machine sometimes too. And Calabash used to always say that to me as well. And I agree with him. I mean, I really do. I mean, again, like I said, would I have found the same stuff that I found last week or week before last when I had that great day? I probably would have, to be honest with you. Um, you know, you learn that machine, you know how to use it, you're going to find stuff. There's just no question about it. Swapping coils takes less than 10 seconds on the XP. No connected cables. Great when you're on the go.
it is.
There
It
are
is. It's
there's so many good things about, and each one of these machines has their strengths in the way they're designed, in the way that they perform. In certain situations, some of them are going to outperform others in certain situations. Some of them are going to be more versatile in some cases. I mean, there are so many things that are involved. So good. Edward G says Lance, he's going to try that out tomorrow. Um, Edward G says, why back the tone break up to 7 though? Lance can answer that. Metal Detecting Texas says, howdy, y'all. Glad to have him in here. But I wanted to share some finds because Michael, we had some great finds, and I'm gonna throw these things up real quick. And the first one, and I know he was on here earlier. I don't know if he's on here now. But the first one I'm gonna throw up here, and let's share our screen. If I can get it to show up. Let me go back. So hang on one second, Michael. And let's do this. There we go. All right. So the first find that I'm gonna share with you is from Mr. Michael Workman. And oh gosh, I got a mess on there, Michael. That didn't work the way I wanted it to. Let's hide. Let's remove that. But the first one is from Michael Workman, and we're just going to do it this way. And guys, it's an unbelievable find, and I want to share it because um, this is something that I don't have, believe it or not, Michael might have one. I don't know if Michael's got one or not. So anyway, let's take off. Why is my Facebook thing still on here, Michael? Let me get rid of that. Ah, frustrating, Michael, frustrating. Hang on one second. But the first one is a US belt plate. So we're going to, let's see if I can figure this out. All right. So let's go back to, hang on, Michael. won't let me do it that way. Crapola. But the first one is a US belt plate. So let me see if I can pull this up a different way, which I wish I'd have done this differently.
I don't have one of those.
You
I
don't, do
saw
you have a
one.
US belt plate, Michael?
No, I don't. I've been with a guy that dug one right beside me, but I don't have one myself.
I can't figure out why my this thing is still showing that Facebook page. So cancel. So let's see if we can pull this one up now. Hang on one second, guys. Window. Let's see if this works. Ha! There we go. All right. So let's share this first one. This first one is a US belt plate. You guys can see there. That was from Mr. Michael Workman, Workman's Adventures, who's on here. And that's a super, super fine. He was super excited when he sent that to me. I was going like, man, I'd love to have one of those US belt plates. But there it is, Michael Workman's US belt plate. It was an awesome, awesome find. And we're super excited to share his US belt plate. The next one is going to be from Mr. Matt Johnson. And Matt, let's see if we can get his picture. He's got a beautiful heart here, silver heart, which he found, and it's got an inscription on it. It's sterling silver. Y'all can see the word sterling across the bottom of it. Yes, the US belt plate. I would love to have one of those. But this was from Mr. Matt Johnson. He shared that with me. He also shared a couple. He's on here right now. Metal detecting Texas. Yes, he's on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So um, he says he's metal detecting Texas. I just read his email. So he shared some more too. Here's another pic of that plate that Michael Workman found, Workman's Adventure. We wanted to share that. There it is there. So congratulations, Workman's Adventures. Here's a 3 cent nickel. Michael, have you ever seen a 3 cent nickel before?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I have never seen one. So this was dug by Matt as well, metal detecting Texas.
That's really a low, VDI number I know on the machine
Right.
because I can't remember what it is on the dais, but it's pretty low.
Yeah, I've never dug one of those before. So that's a new one to me too as well. So again, that is from Mr. Matt Johnson, the 3 cent nickel. And then the last one that he sent to me was this beautiful flower button. Michael, you seen that button before, haven't you?
I have. I think you dug one almost identical.
Right, right. And I did. I dug one exactly like that flower button. So Cameron Black is on here, and he says nice. Bell said nice pendant for Matt, and Matt was on here. I'm surprised he hadn't said anything, but these were some of his finds. Yes, that's a beautiful button for sure. But these were some of his finds as well. So super, super, super fine. One thing that I wanted to share, Michael and I, of course, hunted together not too long ago, and Michael dug a beautiful King George. And I don't have a picture of it though, Michael, but I think I do actually have the coin, but I don't have it in this room with me. So yes. So, but Michael dug a beautiful King George. Um, we've got a couple of really nice finds that have been dug recently, and I don't have that one up with me. I dug a British Rev War button last week too, and I'll try to get pictures of those up. Maybe I can pull those up real quick, Michael, before we get out of here.
You
Uh,
also have a heart pendant as well, right?
Oh yeah, that heart pendant is beautiful. That is a beautiful thing. I think I showed that on the live stream last week, Michael.
Yeah, I think you did. That's
Yeah,
right.
I think I showed that one, but I wanted to show that British button. If I could pull that up real quick, that would be nice. I think people would appreciate that. But let's see if I can get this thing to. We're having a little technical difficulties. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. I want them to see that British button. It's not in great shape, but it's one of the coolest finds I've had in a
It's
while as
pretty
well.
rare. I think it's pretty rare too, right?
It was, and of course, you guys know I dug a 1 real. There it is. I dug a 1 real. Let's see if I can download it. Will it let me download it, Michael? Let's see if I can airdrop it. Oh, it ain't gonna let me airdrop it. Ah. All right. But anyway, yes, I dug a nice, beautiful British 76 Regiment of the Foot button, which I was hoping I could pull up, but it's not going to let me do it. And I'm trying to download it, but it won't let me download it, unfortunately. Add to. Anyway, all right. Well, never mind. But we'll pull it up, and I'll show you guys that next time, since I can't pull it up right now. So, but anyway, British button, Revolutionary War, beautiful button. But I'll try to get that up and show it to you guys, maybe on the next live stream. I've got a video coming with it anyway, which hopefully that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend is working on. I've got so many hunts that I have not posted. Of course, most of you know my father passed away last week, and so I'm sort of behind, and he was in the hospital for a while too. So that's part of the reason why I haven't gotten some of those things up, but I will try to get some of those things up coming up this week. So be on the lookout for some great metal detecting hunt videos that should be coming really, really, really soon. So, Michael, I think it's about time to head out of here. I appreciate everyone being in here with us tonight. Hopefully, you gathered some information tonight. Thank you so much, Bells. I appreciate that. Um, I've been dealing with a lot. Of course, you guys know too. I coach and teach and all that stuff too to go along with. So yes, I've had a rough last couple of weeks, but I'm trying to get back in the swing of things by doing these live streams and being with you guys and just trying to do some things to try to get through this tough time. But again, I appreciate you guys being in here tonight. Thank you, Dig and Daryl. We appreciate you so much for the donation. Stink ass cat, you just too generous, buddy. Thank you so, so much. I really appreciate that. But I wanted to get back into the swing of things and help you guys out, show y'all some things, talk about some different things, discuss. So we went through the legend update tonight. We talked about the great deals that Minelab has to offer tonight. We talked a lot about the Rudis Versa. We talked about the XP days too, as always. And we talked a lot about machines tonight too. So again, you guys are always fun and awesome to be with. That's why I enjoy doing this. And if you ever
If
have,
you're,
go
I
ahead,
was
Mike.
gonna say, if you're interested in those deals, check out Joel. His information is at the bottom there, right?
Yes.
Going across.
Exactly. Joel can hook you up with any of those deals. So I appreciate you guys so, so much. Give Joel a shout if you are interested in that Manicore deal. Now, there's some other good deals too that we didn't mention. I'm just going to mention that real quick. Um, we're going to tell you a little bit about the double score and the score. If you buy any of those products right now from Joel, you get a free AccuPoint pinpointer. So if you want a machine, a multi-frequency machine for less than $500, Joel can get you hooked up with the score or the double score. They're also at great prices. I think the score is 425. Joel can correct me if I'm wrong, but 425 for the score. Double score is 469. You do get an AccuPoint pinpointer as well. And Fly Rock says he just gifted 5 Southern Relic Adventures memberships. Thank you, Fly Rock. We appreciate that. Um, the other one is the Legend. So if you are interested in the Legend, Joel has got a great deal on the Legend, and I think Joel can tell you about this too. You can get a 6-inch coil with the Legend. I don't know if the AccuPoint pinpointer comes with that though or not. So Joel might have to answer that question. But I know they've got the 6-inch coil with it. There's one package that's below $600. It's in the $500 range, and then there's another package that's above $600. And Joel can tell you more about that, or you can go check out his website. His information is down at the bottom of the screen, and he can get you hooked up with that. Guys, thank y'all so much. Just super excited about doing the live stream tonight, and we're gonna try to have some more good stuff coming to you. Yeah, DCM says Joel is awesome. Hit him up if you need him. Thank you so much, DCM. Joel says it's just the 6-inch coil with the Legend. Score machines come with the free AccuPoint pinpointer. So there you go from Joel. But again, you get a 6-inch coil with the Legend package, and I think he's got 2 of those packages. One that's below $600 and one that's above $600, and I think that's with headphones, the wireless headphones. I think the one above $600. But check out Joel, and he can get you hooked up. Michael, anything you want to add before we head out?
I enjoyed it, guys. It's been a long week, but I always look forward to it every Friday.
Oh, yeah, we look forward to doing these, and as we get, as I end up dealing with all of my coaching stuff and it's out of the way, we'll probably be doing a few more, maybe doing some more during the middle of the week. As I get closer to the summer, my time frees up, so maybe we can do a little bit more. The other thing is, don't forget members that are on here tonight. If you've got a membership, then you guys can expect a live stream for those members. And remember, we have 2 levels of the membership. We have a $4.99 membership, and we also have a $9.99 membership. And of course, those donations go straight into the channel. And we're going to be doing, hopefully, we might have a special guest. I'm working on someone to come on here too with Michael and I for the members only live stream. So that should be coming up at the end of next week. So be prepared for that for the members. If you're not a member, sign up. If you're not, then we're still going to be doing our Friday night live streams. We're still going to be giving away some great information. We might just do a little more for those members and give them some special access to some things that we don't do on the normal live stream. So, but again, I appreciate each and every one of you, and you guys are simply amazing. One of the best groups on Facebook. Michael and I enjoy being in here with you guys each and every Friday night, and we can't thank you enough. Thank you for those people for the donations. Stink Ass Cat for his donation tonight. Really appreciate that. Dig and Daryl, really appreciate you, buddy. You're always awesome to us as well. And then Mr. Joel Fly Rock, we appreciate him for the gift memberships as well. So you guys are simply amazing. Thank you again for being in here. We will catch you guys soon on our next adventure. Michael, anything you want to say real quick?
Appreciate it. Had a great time tonight, guys. And he was asking if you coach baseball.
Oh no, believe it or not, guys, y'all gonna find this crazy, but and I think I've said this before. I'm actually our track coach, so I actually coach track and field. At one time, believe it or not, this little short, squatty body was a really good runner back in the day. And I ran in college too, believe it or not. And so, yeah, I've been coaching track and cross country for 25 years. So just let you guys know. But I've done very well at both of those sports too, coaching wise. So it's been a good thing for me. But I love what I do. I love working with kids. It's very rewarding. It's just like working with you guys too. It's rewarding to me. I love sharing and doing things with others, and that's why I do what I do. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful night. Take care. We will catch you guys really, really soon. Stay tuned for some videos coming out this coming week. I've got 3 hunts that I've got on deck, so we should have some hunt videos coming real soon. So stay tuned for that. We've got one fantastic hunt that Michael was a part of, and I can't wait to share that video with you guys, and y'all see some of the amazing finds from this site. So y'all take care. Have a great and wonderful weekend. Go out and find some amazing things. Do the best that you can with your machine. Go out and have fun. Enjoy it. Life is short. Go out, enjoy life. And that's what it's all about in the great scheme of things. You guys take care. Have a great and wonderful night. We'll see you guys real soon.
Good night, guys.
Good night.